started a company called Heroes for Humanity. We started interviewing some of the greatest luminaries and minds and heroes and unsung heroes, and there seemed to be a common thread that really resonated throughout these stories. And I think it was more of a personal journey. I think it was one of the journeys where I really went out and started going to some of the spiritual places like Assisi and India, and tried to really understand the minds of the great masters and where each one of us could play our part in this world. It's about uncovering some of the true inspirations and universal concepts that can allow each and every one of us to find our own greatness and our own path to greatness. I believe that in each and every person that there lies the ability for this greatness, and we have to tap into this universal power. I think that we are so much more powerful than we ever even know that we are. And for me, whether you call it God or universal force or energy, to me, there's this vast reservoir of inspiration. You know, everything really starts with the idea. It starts with your passion. It starts with what you love. It starts with what you love to do. It starts with, how is this inspiring to me? And I think once I feel that spark, I really want to explore it more. It's like something I want to go deeper with. It's finding that spark is about finding the passion. Finding the passion in your life. What do you love to do? What do you like to do? What inspires you? What are those things that, I love to do. It's effortless. And I think that's it. I think for me, it's finding that passion. Without having passion in my life, it's no matter how much money was involved or how many rewards were involved, I don't really find myself being motivated to do it. But when I find myself in a place where my passion is instilled, and I find that I have this really amazing feeling toward this, whatever this is I'm looking to accomplish, it just becomes effortless. And it becomes so inspiring that it's something that I think, oh my gosh, I just have to do it. I think that what's important here is to really inspire that belief in you, to inspire that passion in you, and to really create a sense of knowing that you deserve. The entrepreneurial spirit to me is just such a powerful place to be. It allows you to be able to create, allows you to be able to know that you can do something. It's not like you're depending on somebody else. And I've thought about that because for so long I think I started in the industry of direct sales. And we were taught to be more, you need to have more, and to have more, you need to do more, and to do more, you need to become more. And from that, it developed this whole spirit inside me that really didn't take anything for granted. I think what I realized is that if it was to happen, it was about me taking charge of my own life and being responsible in that. And I think that's what I love so much about being an entrepreneur, is the fact that you can create your life new every day. If you don't like something you created, you can start over again. Not to say that it doesn't take discipline to be successful, or doesn't need to be persistence and you have to keep really working at something that you want, but there's so many times in our lives that just by understanding these techniques, that it allows us to be able to have a life that is far beyond that I can imagine. So I'm very, very grateful for this opportunity. I'm very grateful for knowing the gifts of being an entrepreneur. And yeah, it's been frustrating and incredibly challenging at times. And you think sometimes like, what on the planet was I even thinking to do this? But then there's other times where you see and you have faith and you watch it come together and you say, wow, this is more spectacular than I even imagined myself. There's something to it, a sense of accomplishment in knowing that you started something from nothing and were able to create something that has value. Success means to me having it all. Being able to just have it all. Being able to just play life and have it all work. It means success financially, success spiritually, success health. There's just so many different areas, love, relationships, but they all work together and they're not independent. The way that we build our lives is really from the inside out. And I think that in order to be creative, in order to find that creative space, in order to be able to build the success or find the dreams that we want, that it's really an inside job. And it's something that we really need to take time and to tap into that inner reservoir of, pure potentiality. And, to some people that's tapping into God, to some people that's tapping into this unseen force. But whatever it is, it's something that rolls through us, and it allows us to create with it and become greater than we are by ourselves. Instead of looking all on the outside on what everything is there, you'll see me sometimes going more on the inside, and tapping in, whether you want to call it prayer, meditation, contemplation. There's a lot of ways that you can do that. I think I use a lot of all three of those elements together. And I think it's helped me become really more defined in my accomplishments and success. I believe that we can create our own destiny. I believe certain things may be part of our life lessons. We can take an active stance, and I believe we have to take an active stance in creating our own destiny and making our own decisions, and not sitting on the sidelines and saying, hey, well, it's somebody else that can do this, not me. I think that destiny is something that we deserve to explore. And I think I try to do that actually on a daily basis. I try to find ways that I can create something different. Many times I felt like my path could have gone in two different directions. It could have gone this way, or it could have gone that way. And I've had to make the choice at those crossroads. When you think about destiny, you think about maybe just like an epiphany, a miracle, something that happens along the ways, and it was just destiny that you meet somebody, or destiny that this happened. But I think far before the destiny really manifests into this plane, there becomes a place where you've really sat down and you've thought about, and you've taken the time and the discipline to decide, what is it that I want? What do I want to do? How would I like my life to be? What's important to me? When you really take that time from the beginning and decide what are those elements that really you'd like to see happen, then your destiny starts coming towards you. There are some specific techniques that you can do that I think are very powerful, and that starts with your intention and your thought. But it moves through taking that intention into almost a creative space on the inside. And that's where you really tap into your inner power on the inside, and you can see it, and you can touch it, and you can taste it. It's like you activate every single one of your senses in making this dream come true. And it's almost like it happens on the inside. And when it becomes so clear on the inside, it's amazing all the little mysteries that start taking place on the outside. We are the author of our own life. We are the master of our own destiny. I would say one of the most important things that we need to know, that it starts with us, and not somebody else, not somebody outside of us, not somebody else telling us what we need to do, not anybody else except you deciding what's important to have in our lives. Each and every one of us has the ability to live a life beyond our wildest dreams. And I think that it's now important that we inspire others to know that it's not all about despair, it's not all about sadness, it's not all about things not working, that there's a way that we can create our lives to live to our true potential. And that these are not just dreams, that these can become reality, that these can become the truth, that these can make a difference, not only for us, but for those people around us, and then ultimately making a mark or a difference in the world.